What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Balls, Sticks, and Fists. It's your favorite show without an intro. And we are live on this October 22nd, Tuesday, October 22nd. Repeat. I'm your host, Keaton, joined by my co-host, Sam. Sam, how you doing on this glorious Tuesday?
Good. I mean, just got waxed last weekend. No big deal though.
Yeah, it seems like you're wearing it a little bit. Seems like he's kind of like the Monday scaries kind of turned into the Tuesday scaries a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that's terrible. I mean,
Uh,
I had some it's all started off at noon, just some bad beats.
I mean, I was a part of one of my first like bad beats.
That was an all-time bad beat because we got bad beat twice.
Yeah, you had the bad beat. Then you had a oh shit, I love you, Dabo. Then you had a oh shit, Dabo. Like, why are these like backups not knowing how to like do anything on defense? But we'll get into that in a little bit. Ryan Day had his first kind of press conference since the Oregon loss, coming out of a bye week, and I'll say the reporters definitely asked the hard hitting questions today. They did not they did not throw him no cupcakes, hearsay or their say. They asked him about Jim Knowles and Larry Johnson's relationship. They asked him basically like about what Saban said about the how the defensive line rushes and it is forget the words he said. Basically saying it's old. And I
Like out
think
of date.
yeah. And Ryan Day was like, well, yeah, when he's right, like when a 4-man rush like that doesn't. So basically, Ryan Day, he spent most of the time on the bye week with the defense, which like this isn't like the first time that the defense collapsed in a big game. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but it seems like he kind of put his foot down hearsay because he didn't really give any like coach speak.
Yeah.
He kind of like said how it was.
I mean, why couldn't that happen like after they play Penn State?
That's what like it's kind of feel bad for you in a sense because I feel like
Yeah, they're gonna come out pissed off now.
yeah. And then he said like remember a couple weeks ago I said Will doesn't throw a good deep ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was asked about the deep ball, and he said, "Yeah, it's not good, and we're gonna be launching some balls today at practice, because he's not happy with like the success of the deep ball."
Do you think that means maybe a quarterback change?
No, no, but like with Will's frame being like 6'5", 200 like 35 pounds,
Yeah.
he's like he. I'm no quarterback guru or anything, but like you'd think he'd be able to like not
Launch a ball.
not be like underthrowing his deep balls every single time he throws deep.
Yeah, maybe he's just worried about I mean, he's also never played with receivers this fast.
Yeah, but it's weird. But it's weird because him and Ryan Day were asked the same question and they gave two completely different answers.
Really?
Will said, "Yeah, they're just playing a lot like two high safeties on us, so like the deep ball is really not there, so it's all like intermediate passing that's open." And then when Ryan Day was asked about it, he's like, "No, I'm not." Like he basically was like, "I'm
No, we're just
not."
not throwing it.
So that's that. So yeah, we'll see this week against Nebraska because I'm really interested on the defensive front of things and if they're gonna how things are
Well,
gonna how things are
I,
gonna change.
I thought Nebraska's defense was pretty good, but I mean, who even knows?
Yeah, we're getting that in a little bit. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I think it was a good press conference, and I think I liked the things I heard that came out of his mouth. So we'll
It's good
see.
they had a bye after that loss.
Yeah, especially with just to reflect off of it and off of just like
You
injuries
can
and stuff
actually
like
make
that.
changes and actually practice hard for a week. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Junkins handed. Well, he was asked like straight up. He was like, he was asked about Denzel Burke being left on the field instead of Jermaine Matthews, who was the freshman All American last year.
Yeah.
He was asked about it, and basically he was like, "Yeah, we had the conversation, and like we thought Denzel or whatever, but basically like the position coaches are kind of in charge of personnel. That's how Ryan Day's done it.
That's pretty crazy.
So we'll see if he like put his foot down on some stuff, like
Like rotate.
like rotate a little bit, which is crazy because the pressure rate for FBS players just came out, and guess who's at the top?
JT.
J Jack Sawyer and JT are at the top in terms of pressure rate, which is crazy because they didn't get
I
any
hate
pressure.
those stats. Like, how do you judge that? Oh, you almost got there.
Yeah, I mean against Oregon they definitely didn't have any pressures. I can
Yeah.
guarantee that for a fact.
I mean, if you look at mock drafts, JT's still like top 10.
He's gonna get a GM fired. Um, I'm just like think about the impact that he's had. Like think about a Chase Young for example. Chase Young was like pretty darn good at Ohio State.
He was damn good the first like 10 weeks.
Yeah, and then he disappeared whenever we kind of needed him.
Yeah.
But like overall career wise, like,
Yeah, he was real good.
and he was taken what 2?
Was it that high? I can't remember. I mean,
I
definitely
think
top 5.
well the Commanders took him, and
Yeah,
like
let me look it up.
in the NFL, like he really hasn't like done. And then supposedly with him, it's like work ethic. Like supposedly he just doesn't put any work in.
Yeah.
He kind of just like shows up to practice and does the practice thing, but like outside of that, he doesn't like do anything to get better.
Yeah, he was 2.
Yeah,
But I mean, you could kind of. I mean, you could kind of tell like there was something off whenever he got to like the good half of the schedule and he just like kind of disappeared.
I mean, yeah.
Like he went off against Penn State and hurt Sean Clifford and then didn't do anything the rest of the year.
I feel like he still was better. I feel like he was still making.
Oh, he was way better, but
It's like, dude,
he was an impact in the run game too. Like
I just don't see how Sawyer and like JT like are gonna be like any type of pass rusher in the NFL.
yeah, but they're big and they'll have a good combine day and get picked. Like that kid from that Jason Owa from Penn State, he literally didn't have he had 1 sack. He's like 2 years before he got drafted in his career, and he was drafted first round.
Some of the mocks that I've been seeing Sawyer to the Lions at like 29 or whatever.
You'd like that.
Well, I want pressure, dude. We need someone opposite of Hutch next year, and that man's probably gonna be Max Crosby. But
No, you're trading for Myles Garrett.
I mean, I wouldn't mind Miles. Miles or Max, like, come on, that's like 100 times better than Josh Pascal and whoever the other whoever the other guy opposite is. James Houston, who's had a breakout rookie year and he's disappeared ever since.
Yeah.
But all right, so what were your thoughts on like Hunter and the media last week? Like, kind of like really like jousting for this like Heisman. I thought it was kind of.
Yeah, it was good.
I thought
It was weird. Yeah.
because
Like-
if you're in the Heisman, right, like you're not pushing yourself. Like the Heisman thing's like that's not decided by that's not decided by like marketing yourself like
Yeah.
like this is why I should win the Heisman. Like that's not what it is.
Imagine if I had 95 catches. Like that's the stupidest. Like you can have like 20 yards on it, like every single catch in college.
It's it's a weird argument, and it's weird how he's like really like I didn't take him for someone to like really be like pushing like this,
Yeah.
trying to push this narrative, and it's weird because look at the calendar. It's October 22nd. I've never seen a Heisman won in October.
And then he didn't even play. He got hurt again.
Yeah, I know. So on the first like drive, he laid out for a catch or whatever, aggravated his shoulder again, didn't
Oh,
play.
when are they gonna just say, okay, you can't play both ways? Like that's too much.
Well, the thing is, like, he missed. I think in the game against Kansas State when he got hurt
Yeah,
was like
he missed the second half, right?
it was like the yeah, but it was like the second quarter he got hurt. So he missed like half the second quarter, whole second half, whole basically the whole game
Yeah.
against Arizona this week. So like, and people are forgetting some. There's been people that have played both ways. Like people are
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. He's not the first one.
He's the first guy to play that amount of snaps, but he's not
Like
the.
a legitimate both ways.
There's not. Um,
Like he's playing like high school both ways.
yeah, which okay, yeah, that's impressive, but like him saying that it's never been well, like the way he was basically saying like what Gentry's done has been done before.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Like Barry's record hasn't been broken in how many years, and there's been like a million running backs putting up huge numbers.
Yeah, and all right, so there was a guy at Ohio State, Chris Gamble, played receiver, DB, return kicks, like Charles Woodson.
Yeah,
Uh,
Charles.
there's
Jabril Peppers did it, but
yeah,
like
Peppers did.
not like
He had like packages and stuff.
yeah.
I mean, like if Genty breaks Barry's record, like
That's automatic.
I think
Like you know how many people will like put up monster numbers and wouldn't even really come close to it.
yeah, I know. Genty does kind of need to get media trained a little bit. I think he was on he was live streaming during his bye week and he was answering all the questions, but he answered questions like what NFL teams you want to go to.
Yeah.
He claimed that one of the teams it would be too cold, but he plays in Boise, Idaho. He also someone asked him how fast he's gone in a car. He answered that one too. Seems he's funny though.
I mean, this is gonna be like his like the spotlight's on game.
Yeah, this Friday against
Yeah.
UNLV, which it's like
I guess Oregon kind of, but like that's too early in the year and people aren't paying attention like that.
yeah. I mean, he could definitely have a Heisman moment, but I'm
Yeah.
kind of speaking out of both sides of my mouth because I will be betting on UNLV here. So
I mean, he could still run for 300 and they can still lose.
yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how that game plays out, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. NIL. It turns out that Ohio State doesn't have the most expensive roster. That crown goes to Texas. Texas supposedly has a $22 million roster. Also, don't want to report fake news, but 24/7 Sports did post a graphic claiming that Quinn Ewers was going to opt out of the season. You buying?
Yeah,
You
I
buying or
don't believe that.
You buying or selling?
On Texas or Quinn Ewers?
Quinn Ewers.
I mean, buying that he's not leaving.
Yeah, that was kind of weird, no?
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that.
The only reason I could see why is if he re-aggravated his
Abdomen, yeah.
or whatever, and he wasn't going to be healthy. That's literally the only reason why.
Yeah, but I feel like if he wasn't close to 100%, they wouldn't have played him.
Yeah, but I feel like that type of injury is like easier to like
Yeah, I guess.
re-aggravate
Yeah.
because it's a weird muscle, and plus when you're throwing the foot, like I don't know, I feel like that's something that you can feel like you're 100%, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of easy to tweak.
He was getting, like, hit.
Yeah. I mean, that one picture of him and Arch on the bench, that's so funny.
Yeah, when they're like,
Bro, tell me you saw the one Texas fan.
oh, with the hair.
Bro, it's gotta be one of my favorite, it's one of my favorite pictures. Hold on.
Carter said that's him if that guy went to Derek and got a fade.
Dude, look at this, look at the hair on this guy.
I know that's long.
Dude, that is the most, how much hairspray you think's in that? That is,
A whole bottle.
that is, and then,
That's like close to like a foot.
dude, it's one of the most insane. Like that's crazy. Someone Reddit's college football someone said that he's wearing a Guardian cap.
Dude, those do look like really weird.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know why more guys don't wear them though. I mean, it might be uncomfortable.
You see what someone
Yeah, that's why I was like,
they asked Tua if he's gonna wear a Guardian cap. They said no. He said no.
my personal choice.
Yeah, slide. All right, let's get into last weekend's games a little bit. I'm kind of going through, dude. All right, Oklahoma State at BYU, kind of a scare for BYU at home. They come through with the win, last second touchdown. I mean, you see the juke move that the guy put on the guy at the end of the game?
Yeah, that was
That was the most
pretty pathetic that Oklahoma State even let that happen in the first place.
that was the most TV type movie ending juke move I've ever seen.
I know, yeah.
But that just should have been on All American. that was Spencer James making that juke right there. That's crazy.
I mean, all he did was just like sidestep.
Yeah, I know it wasn't like.
But he went flying, like he wasn't even close to tackling him.
The most TV ass fucking. That's crazy. Florida State at Duke. Duke beats Florida State. Florida State falls to 1-6.
Is Miami kind of having Manny Diaz kind of having a resurgence down there in Duke?
Well,
As a head coach?
I might go to the Duke game this weekend.
Why?
SMU's in town.
How
But
far is that?
Duke's 10 minutes down the road.
Oh.
The only problem is the night slate. If it was like 3:30 or noon, I think I would. But
Miss Max and Tuporia?
yeah, I forgot that card starts at 4. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm probably not gonna go now that I remembered that the UFC card was midday.
Yeah.
But I do want to get to a Duke game before the wheels fall off.
Is it does it get packed? Has it been getting packed?
I don't think so. I mean, I didn't see the attendance for the Florida State game, but I remember watching them against,
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Were they at home?
Yeah, they were at home for that. And, you could get tickets for, $20 to go down there.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably get, even if they were undefeated, probably still be $20.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Duke's schedule, they got SMU. They got SMU this week. Then they're at Miami. Then they're at NC State, Virginia Tech, Wake.
I think they could win 2 or 3 of those.
The problem is, have you noticed a theme among these no divisions things that I think is going to cause a problem?
Too many teams undefeated and stuff.
Yes, a lot of these teams don't play each other. So then you go
Yeah.
to these tiebreakers because a lot of these teams have good odds of finishing with the same record.
Yeah.
Then you go to this tiebreaker that goes through a list of 6 what ifs, and then the final one is, the commissioner picks a random name out of a hat, and that's who's in the.
Yeah, if it's Miami and Duke, who do you think he's pulling out of the hat?
Well, I'm just saying, think about the ACC. So, they don't play Clemson. All right, Miami doesn't play Clemson. Pitt plays Clemson, but Pitt doesn't play Miami or Duke.
Does SMU play Miami? I don't think they do.
let's see. No, see, look, SMU plays Duke, Pitt, Boston College, Virginia, Cal. That's who right. And dude, what about SMU, man? They're clicking right now. Like they're putting up points at a clip.
Yeah, did they? Who did they play last week?
They played
Did they play?
Stanford. 40,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
40
That was a night game, right?
yeah, 41-10.
Yeah. I also don't know why we haven't been riding like Army and Navy.
Well, this is a bad week to do so, I think, because Navy plays Notre
Notre
Dame.
Dame.
But yeah, I know we should have been riding
We should have
the
been on that train a while ago.
yeah. Instead, we were on like Clemson, a bunch of weird things. Does Army play
I
this
don't know.
week?
Clemson covered every week though, so
Yeah, till last week. Till you really need to see one go through.
that means this week I'm just gonna like sweep the board.
Dude, I don't know. You have a losing record now. You gotta.
I know. I really honestly though haven't felt good about the games the past couple weeks. Like I'm 50-50, but this week I actually like a set of games.
All right. Who have we talked? All right. All right. Let's get into these Saturday games from last week. All right. Let's just kick it off with Georgia at Texas. I mean, we kind of said it. Texas's
Yeah.
two marquee wins were against two bad teams. A Michigan team
Two
that just got
really bad offenses.
a Michigan team that just got slumped by Illinois,
Yeah.
and an Oklahoma team who just got slumped by South Carolina.
Yeah.
Those were their two marquee wins. And what was going to happen whenever they played against another big dog? They weren't going to big dog Georgia, and it was.
It's just crazy to me because you know if they're still in the Big 12, it's just another soft Big 12 team. Like they're not, you know what I mean? Like they still never they haven't played an SEC team and they're crowning them like they're an SEC team already.
Yeah, because I think the notion of that just comes from Sark being there trying to build it like an SEC team. And like
Yeah.
if you look down their like fronts, their offensive front and defensive front, like out of the Big 12, their fronts look the most similar to what an SEC front would look like.
I also think just Kirby Smart, like these days, being a 5-point underdog is kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean Kirby, pulling the Nardog after a big win, going to the ref.
Nobody believed in us.
The ref. We had to beat them in the refs like notion.
I mean that was like a bad sequence. Like if you're gonna make a call, make a call. Don't switch it because people were throwing beer cans on the field.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I'm very disappointed. The night game, at least for the first half, the setup was not set up. I do not endorse Buffalo Wild Wings, and I will just say that no one should ever go to that establishment again across the globe. That place should be out of business. They call themselves a sports bar. That is not a sports bar. That is a glorified.
Applebee's.
Applebee's. That's a glorified Applebee's with just bigger TVs. The people who run that fucking joint, they don't know shit. They don't know shit about TVs.
What games did they have on?
Dude, fucking 4 of the games were North Dakota State versus like whoever North Dakota State was playing. I don't even know who they were playing.
Seriously?
They didn't even have the Yankees game on, bro. Like they had it in.
Did you go to the bar area?
We had 9 people, so
Oh.
there was an orchestra on TV on one of the bigger TVs on the center wall at B-Dub, and I go to the waitress. I'm like, "Can we like switch it?" She's like, "Oh, you gotta like talk to someone else." I had someone in here who left because they said they weren't gonna put on the Yankees game. I'm like, "All right, I'll talk to him." I'm like, "Can we get this orchestra off the TV? Like, I don't think anyone wants to watch this here." Like. And then, like, she thought I was joking. Like she was like, ah, like she was like laughing, and then she's like, "Do you actually like want to change, or are you kidding?" I'm like, "No, like, get that, like, yeah, put the Yankees
Yeah.
on."
Yeah.
And then you know what makes it worse? The Yankees game that they put on wasn't the main broadcast. It wasn't. There's like guess
Yeah.
what broadcast it was on? The data
Chinese.
cast.
No.
So you get like a corner of the game, then you get like X, Y, and
Yeah.
it was brutal, dude. I
I
will
thought it was
never.
gonna be like the Spanish channel.
It was brutal. None of the games had volume on. The food was terrible.
I mean,
It's,
their food has been really mid. That's why they're going to like the buy one get one free.
I mean, that place should go out of business. Like, I might start a petition. My sole goal in life might turn to making sure no one ever attends Buffalo Wild Wings again. I mean, honestly, I think I would have watched the game at Rick's over that. And
Yeah, I you
Rick's
should
is
have went to
terrible.
Dino's.
Bro, Dino's is bad too. All of those TV, bro, so you know how they redid that Buffalo Wild Wings or whatever,
I
or
haven't been in there in a year at least.
bro, all those TVs are from when they first opened up. They
Well,
got.
why didn't you just go to the casino?
I know. We thought about that after. I was like, dude, I can call the casino and see if we can get a table for 9. Like, yes, that's what should have happened. But I'm glad that I experienced that again, just so I can try and like make sure that no one ever goes there again. Like that is, if you want to watch sports, don't go to Buffalo Wild Wings. Like they don't know shit about sports. All they know about is making a commercial, hitting a red button. Like it's one of the worst sports watching atmospheres ever.
How long did you stay there for? Like, did you get the Georgia game on?
I had a Georgia game I could barely see because it was on a wall like this, and I could barely see it. Like halftime, I want to say, like halftime, third quarter left because you had to wait for your food, and it took freaking like forever for the food to come out, for the boneless wings to be the size of a freaking
With
Nick.
no like meat, it's all like breading.
It was like my Suggs got chicken like they have the Applebee specials now, like the two entrees, and like they're actually they're glorified Applebee's, like that's what they are. And Suggs got like and one of his entrees was like the chicken bro, the most nasty looking chicken tenders I've ever seen in my life.
Oof.
Like most nasty looking chicken tenders. The fries looked like they were 3 weeks old coming out the fridge. Like it was terrible. So
Yeah, that sounds bad.
it,
But
I
it was a good night slate. Nah, actually, it was like, oh, it was good actually.
Yeah, then
I
we
couldn't
went
remember.
we went back to Cade's, and we threw on a couple of the TVs, so it was fine there. Um, yeah, Georgia, Texas kind of went off record there, but they were.
I also I don't know if you were really watching then, but Georgia was running the ball with ease, and they just like didn't really run the ball. Like they kept passing, and Carson Beck kept throwing picks. It was so weird to me.
Bro, is he not like not that good?
I don't. It's his decision make. Like it's not the. You know what I mean? He's just thrown into like 3 guys.
I mean, the one was off the receiver's hands, but it was kind of high. I saw
Yeah.
that one. I mean, the
I mean, the
one.
one that was pass interference and not was like I don't know. The receiver kind of just didn't break, but also like, why are you throwing that?
Seems like he's guaranteed one pick in every single big game.
Oh, I know. He had 3. Then that's what makes me like, wow. Georgia played not that good, really.
Yeah, it
At
was
least,
kind of their defense that kind of locked him up.
yeah. That's what's kind of scary if you're a Texas fan. You had 3 picks and you only scored 15 points.
I mean,
I mean, they're supposed to have some high-powered offense.
yeah, and they were kind of held in check. Interesting stuff there. So Texas has Vandy this week.
Yeah.
You think it's a trap game for Texas?
No, I think
I kind of want to bet Texas the -20.
I am. I'm taking Texas. I already know I am. They're 18.5 now, but dude, Texas, like Vanderbilt just played a close game with Ball State,
Yeah, I know.
who almost lost to Kent State.
Yeah, maybe it was a look-ahead game for Vandy. That's kind of crazy to say.
Maybe. But they also I don't know. Came off Kentucky or Alabama versus Kentucky. They didn't play good then, but
Yeah, so Texas has at Vandy a Florida team that's kind of buzzing right now.
Florida
Not
looks
like
good.
Florida
DJ
looks,
Lagway, I think, had 7 passes for like 200 yards.
yeah. At Arkansas versus Kentucky at A&M. What do you think Texas finishes the season?
I think they went out till the last game. I think Texas A&M beats them at home.
Playoff team then?
Would you put them in? I mean, I think they get in, but I don't think
I think
like
any
this is
big
their
school that
resume really.
I think any big school that's 10-2 is gonna get in.
Yeah, but like looking, what's a good win?
That's the thing. Like, it's hard to classify these good wins because these teams. It's weird because it's a different time in college football where these like these teams are kind of like
Yeah,
a good team. Like what class? Like there's a lot of teams that are highly ranked that I don't think are necessarily good.
like if Penn State loses to Ohio State, they don't really have like that one really good win. They have a couple like nice wins. Like I mean, it doesn't look that good now, but going on the road to USC is a good win.
Yeah,
And if you win this week, Wisconsin at night, at Wisconsin. That's a good win.
yeah. I mean they're
But
West
they only
they're
have one loss too, so
they're West Virginia when didn't do them nothing.
no.
I mean like all right, we're kind of getting off beaten track, but I kind of want to talk about this. Say Pitt for instance, a team who really doesn't have a good win, and
Yeah,
they finish 11-1 with their only loss being against Clemson.
I don't know. Like technically speaking, they should be in over Texas, right? I mean, who else has Texas beat? They
Yeah.
beat like the same kind of caliber teams. I feel like.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, You got I don't know. They're 19, right? I guess I will know more whenever the first playoff rankings come out because then we'll see what the committee's looking at.
Because if they only lose to Clemson, that's their only loss. That means they go on the road and beat SMU. I feel like that's a better win than anybody Texas has beaten.
Yep, that also means they have a win over Syracuse, a win over SMU,
At
uh,
Louisville.
a win at Louisville. Like, uh, I mean,
I don't know. One loss, I feel like you're definitely in if you're the Big Ten or SEC.
yeah. I mean that just be. I think that'd be crazy leaving out 11-1 team. Like,
But like, are you gonna have 3 ACC teams in?
I
If
mean,
they have one loss and Clemson and Miami go undefeated, are there gonna be 3 ACC teams in the playoff?
I'd rather have that than 6 SEC teams.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
See,
I
look,
mean, you
I
still
think
got like Ole Miss, Texas A&M,
Ole Miss is done, dude.
Ole Miss, Texas A&M, LSU, who could all just make it right now still. Because if they only have 2 losses, a 2-loss SEC team's gonna get in, no matter what.
Yeah, I feel that as soon as BYU or Iowa State drop a game, though, they're gonna be out.
Yeah, I like.
Well,
BYU's such a weird team. I wanted to say this. If you look at their games, they just like dominate the turnover battle, and that's kind of how they beat teams.
they're at UCF this week, and
I know. I kind of like UCF.
I think they're dogs.
I know. Oh no, I think it's like 1, but unless it's switched. Oh wow, it switched. That's crazy.
Which I don't know how I feel about BYU traveling across the country at UCF playing at 3:30.
Yeah, I'm not touching that game.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have here from last week? We have Miami at Louisville. I mean, this Louisville team, man, if they could just get one stop, just one,
Yeah, that was pretty pathetic. Not gonna lie.
just, just one, please. Just one. I mean, it's 3rd and 17. You let Cam Ward scamper for 17. It it could be 3rd and 30, and they were gonna light it up.
Yeah.
Like just that defense. Like if you want to watch a bad defense, go go watch Louisville.
Miami was just as bad though.
I mean, yeah, but Louisville's got a good offense. It's just that they had that fumble for a touchdown. Like they fumbled in their end zone, and that's
Yeah.
kind of the difference maker in the game because they were basically going score for score, and then Louisville gets backed up on like their 3 yard line, which the only reason why they got backed up was because of a holding penalty on a punt return, which was a long punt return, which would have actually put Louisville at like the 45 or 50. Instead, there was a hold, puts them at like the 2, and then they fumble in the end zone, and then yeah,
Kind of
lose by
makes you
7.
worried if you're Miami, right? That your defense is that like paper.
I mean, I've been saying it. I mean, dude, look at Cal. Cal sliced and diced that defense in like
Yeah,
the
I know.
first 3 quarters.
It's just wild, like, because they have the athletes and the size and everything. They're just like they're not good.
I think Miami's gonna get in the playoff. You can mark my words. I think Miami, in their first game that they play a real team, I think they get.
Just gonna get ran.
I think they get ran out of the building. I think it's one of those game can where it has like 3 or 4 turnovers, and then they can't recover from it, and their defense can't get a stop.
I
Like
mean,
that,
he almost has to be perfect every game.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of how I see it going. I could be totally wrong, but just from my analysis of this team, like as soon as they played like a someone who can like
Stop him.
who got on the field has just as much talent as them.
Yeah.
And Cam Ward's gonna like force the ball and get like a turnover the ball. Their defense isn't gonna help them out.
I mean, that could be like
But like,
that could even be versus Clemson.
yeah, but you're just assuming that that's gonna be the ACC championship game.
It is going to be.
I mean, good thing I got that Pitt future at plus 12,000.
I can't believe you didn't take it. That's like one of the that's a Rico moment.
I mean, that's just it's if it ends up hitting, like you know how like because I probably would have put like 50 to $100 on it. So like that's a big time loss. So I'm kind of yeah. So hopefully they end up in the ACC championship game, and everyone who has that future at plus 12,000
Yeah.
cashes out big. Alabama at Tennessee.
Kind of like it was a good game, but it was like not eventful at all.
Isn't it crazy how different this Alabama coach team is?
Yeah, I mean, if they limit their turnovers, they win easily.
Yeah, but did you see that shit going on that QB sneak? You see that clip on Twitter?
Oh,
The receivers
yeah.
doing the fadeaway, like that shit would have never happened last year or the year before, or like that's like the small differences that like that you just see.
Why would you even do that to begin with? Like,
And then did you see what the OC said? The OC was asked about it. He said everything that happens on the field is coached by us or whatever. So like that's the design of the play. QB sneak, fade away 3 at the buzzer. Like that like that's the culture at Alabama right now.
yeah, I mean that was a bad game. Alabama had every chance in the world to put them away.
Thank God they didn't though.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
Alabama.
how do you feel about Alabama going forward? Like,
They're done.
you think?
They're done. I mean, so this week they play a bad Missouri team. They should.
I think they pound them.
They should beat They should beat this Missouri team, which is crazy. That Missouri's taking so many steps back. It's just like, hey, I guess that's what happens to teams who aren't used to being good. They were good last year, and now they've just taken.
I do think that Brady Cook has been banged up since early in the season, is what I've heard and read.
Yeah, but it's pretty bad, dude.
Yeah, I mean they can't hit on a single deep ball. I mean, how they pulled that one out on Saturday, I have no idea.
Then they have a bye week. Then they play at LSU. At LSU, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, LSU's clicking right now. Texas A&M LSU should be a really good game on Saturday night.
Yep. Then they have Mercer, Oklahoma, and Auburn. I wouldn't surprise me if they lose to Auburn this year. Just putting it out there.
Yeah, I mean Auburn always plays them tough, and Auburn really is not like as bad as I originally thought. I don't
Yeah.
think.
Don't be surprised if Bama finishes with 4 losses.
Yeah, they might.
Which is crazy because I thought Jalen Milroe won the Heisman a couple weeks back. I thought shit. I thought the Heisman race was finished.
I thought that was a preview of the national championship.
Dude, I thought, holy shit, Caleb DeBoer has done it at Alabama. They did not take a single step back. Jalen Milroe's about to win the Heisman. Oh, what happened? What happened?
Do you think it's just like I mean, we knew the secondary was kind of, and I think
Yeah, but they
Nico
got deep.
finally started to hit his shots.
They got deep. They got their secondaries like one of their problems, but they just I think they have deeper issues than just that.
Yeah, it's like they don't stick to running the ball either. Like they were running the ball fine. I felt like,
Yeah.
or like Jan Miller had 12 carries for 42 yards. Then they just stopped giving. I don't know. I guess they used Haynes too, and he didn't really do much. But
Uh,
Milrose's stats like skewed the rushing just because his sacks. Like you get like 14 carries for 11 yards. There's no way he had 14 carries
yeah.
for 11 yards.
Yeah. I mean, this Bama team, man. I mean,
Like why is Milroe passing 45 times?
it's just dude. Look at Penix
I know, but you're
at
not playing in the
Washington.
Pac-12.
Yeah, exactly. But this staff, dude, just this staff better get with it, or they're gonna get ran out of Alabama.
I really do think they kill Missouri on Saturday.
That's what I think. Um, but with this Alabama team, like you just don't know.
Yeah,
What's the spread on that?
13 and a half.
Bama. See, look,
Yeah.
if I had any confidence in this Bama team, I would take that. I would be like, this is get back. But I did that against South Carolina, and they almost should have lost that game. So I don't think I'm gonna be doing that again this week.
Yeah.
Um, LSU at Arkansas. LSU was not caught lacking.
LSU looks like LSU and Texas A&M I think look like the two best SEC teams to me right now.
Who? LSU and A&M.
A&M.
Um, Nebraska at Indiana. I mean, dude, IU almost putting up a 60 burger without their starting quarterback in the second half. That's,
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
uh, I mean, I thought, I mean, I knew this Nebraska team was no good after I saw what happened when Illinois came to town.
Yeah, I mean I knew they had their flaws, but I thought their defense was still solid and they got ran.
I mean, Nebraska's defense is solid against an offensive line that's incompetent and that they can kind of bully. But as soon as they go up against an offensive line that's,
They were also on the field it felt like the entire game.
I mean, dude,
Like Raiola kept throwing picks.
Signetti's rolling, man.
Yeah. I mean, do you kind of fear this week without Rourke?
No. I mean, I think here. Let's look at the box score real quick, because I'm pretty sure. Um, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So Taven Jackson went 7 for 8, 91 yards, um, 2 touchdowns, and relief
He
of
he
work.
played last year. He started for a few games last year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes it turns out good. So I wouldn't sweat
I mean, he
that.
came in and was fine, so
Yeah, I wouldn't sweat that. I'm interested to see what this IU team could very easily go 11-1. The problem
Yeah,
is I think you got to put 11-1 like Pitt and IU in over a 10-2 big brand SEC squad. In
I
my
mean, you just need like the best bet is just to root for all those guys to lose.
Yeah, I mean, because yeah, I mean, Pitt's got their problems that they got to figure out as well. So,
I mean,
um,
how many of them have two losses? Six of them are 6-1. Like, I don't know. Ole Miss is done. I think Bama's done. I mean, I'm not even counting Vanderbilt. Tennessee, I don't think Tennessee's very good at all, really. And they play at Georgia. I feel like that could be a shit kicking.
yeah, I mean, like if Tennessee like gets their brains blown out by Georgia, like how do you
Put them in.
how do you include them? Because obviously they're not one of the best.
Yeah, and if Bama keeps losing, like LSU, I don't know.
What about Kansas State at West Virginia?
Kansas State at West Virginia was good for about a quarter and a half, and then you just realized that West Virginia was going to get beat by a million.
I mean, that's kind of 2 straight weeks for this West Virginia team playing the top team close in the first half and then coming out in the second half and just getting their shit kicked in, no?
I think they went for it on fourth down. They went for it on fourth down in the red zone at the end of the first half and didn't get it to tie Kansas State 17-17, and then
Mm-hmm.
after that it was just all like Garrett
So,
Boone was throwing Stevie Wonders out there. I mean, I don't know what he was looking at, but he wasn't seeing anything. He was just chucking the ball up.
I mean, I thought Garrett for Heisman was the play, honestly, but um, you think that's an indictment on second half adjustments, or what do you think?
I don't know. Can you fix like bad quarterback play really?
Well, he ended up leaving the game, and Nico
Yeah, I
came
know
in.
that. Yeah, Nico came in. I mean, I don't think it was soon enough. But he was really effective with his legs. But when you're just throwing it to the other team, what does that really help you?
I mean, I can't wait to see Saban in West Virginia gear next year. That's gonna be
Saban and Jimbo, offense or easy offensive coordinator.
that's gonna be crazy. But I've been told West Virginia can't afford the buyout. That's what I've been told. So I don't know how they're gonna afford Jimbo unless they're gonna get him on a cheap deal so he can keep on collecting them paychecks from A&M.
Yeah,
I mean,
Iowa State was another good one.
I mean, I mean, West Virginia has Arizona, Cincy, Baylor, UCF, Texas Tech left, which
You could
those
win out, dude.
you could, and then guess what's gonna happen? Neil Brown's not gonna be fired if they finish the season on a 1, 2, 3 on a 5 game winning streak.
I know, but it would be the same thing as last year. Isn't that how it went last year?
Yeah, sorta. I mean, the thing about this situation at W is this is his 6th year, I think.
Was it when did Dana leave? After a year after Greer?
So like they haven't they haven't really improved. No, this
No,
is
not since like really the first. I mean, last year they thought they were like going to the college football playoff,
and this year
and they
like this year was supposed to be their year like with this roster. No,
yeah. I mean, I guess on paper in the Big 12 it's a good roster, but I never believed in the quarterback play.
yeah, which is crazy because I thought he approved in the offseason, but I think he's actually de-approved.
I don't know why you just don't throw Nico in there and just like you know what I mean. Hope you see something for the future.
Well, Nico might be starting on at Arizona if Garrett's not ready to go.
Is
But
that what they said?
that's what Neil Brown said. But Neil Brown was real snippy because he was asked, "Why don't you just not give Nico a shot?" And then he was like, "Oh, Garrett went. Did you watch the game? Garrett went like 90 yards like 2 times or whatever."
Yeah, but he also threw like 8 picks.
Yeah, and then basically he went on to blame the loss on injuries, which is a crazy way to blame.
How do you like back that man if you're a fan?
I think they're starting to see through it.
Yeah, because like at the beginning of the year, they're like, "Go team Neil Brown." So it's
Yeah,
Gary.
yeah, he was, goatee. He had the goatee. He had the
Yeah,
whole.
just to get his face kicked in week 1.
he had the whole thing going for him.
Like last week at the presser, you could easily just be like, "Guys, still come out. We still have a chance to win the conference. Like it's just one loss. That's our only conference loss." Like it's not that hard to say, you know.
Yeah, instead, well, the
Oh, the
weather
sun was shining.
is the weather nice? Yeah. Are you having fun? Yep.
Good job.
That's why you should come out, not to try and make it like not to try and cheer us on to try and
If
get
you
to the Big
watch the
12,
game like halftime, everybody was gone.
which is crazy because I thought they always get pit shit.
Yeah,
Crazy world we're living in. Iowa State,
that was a good game.
close one with UCF there.
Yeah, I mean UCF was running all over them, like just break and run. I mean they got
I know they
tip
benched
ball pick 6.
I know they benched KJ. So how they look without KJ?
I mean that kid ran for like 150 yards. Like he didn't really pass the ball at all.
Classic Gus Malzone.
Yeah.
Classic.
But I took that's what kind of saved me this week. I took them live, and I added Illinois and LSU and kind of put like 2 units on it, so it kind of like broke me even.
What about Michigan getting their teeth kicked in?
Oh, they might be the worst team in the Big Ten.
And you know what's crazy about this whole thing? You know what's crazy?
Is how they knew they didn't have a quarterback and they just still didn't decide to do anything.
No. The crazy thing is these Michigan fans on Twitter, they're like, "Oh man, this is the worst Michigan football team I've seen in years." How long ago was it till 2020? How long ago was 2020 away? Am I tripping? Was I in a time capsule and 2020 was 30 years away?
I know
30
that,
years
but they
ago?
had like 2 wins. But they
Harbaugh,
also like they weren't very good before then. Like
yeah, I know. You know when they got good?
Connor Stallions.
2021, Stallions edition. But 2020, Harbaugh was about to get fired. If he lost against Rutgers, which he should have lost against Rutgers, but the field goal kicker just pulled it slightly left, then Harbaugh was going to be out.
Now, in his defense, though, pre-COVID, he did have good teams.
They didn't do shit though.
They didn't do anything, but they had good teams.
They had
beat you guys.
They had okay teams.
Yeah, no, that team that with Jabril Peppers was going to go to the playoff if they beat you.
Okay, so they went to
in overtime. JT didn't get the first down.
It's been proven that he's gotten the first down. Michigan fans even admit it now. Now that they finally got a national championship, they finally let it go and said that he got it. So okay, let's talk about. So they played Miami in like the Orange Bowl loss. I think they played pre-COVID.
They played Florida State.
Oh, it was Florida State, not Miami. It was Florida State.
Dalvin Cook ran for like 200 yards.
Yes. And then
they played Bama one year. My
lost.
Senior 2019, they got ran, and I think it was a Citrus Bowl.
Yeah, lost. So like Michigan fans are acting like they've been running college football and like, oh, I can't believe how bad this. like I'm like the delusion.
I mean, they also like even when they lost to TCU, like TCU was not good.
Yeah, that TCU team was terrible. And then the year before that, they got ran against Georgia. The game was over within the first 5 minutes of the game starting.
Yeah.
it's like so like the delusion of like these Michigan fans acting like they were some powerhouse for the last 15 years and they can't believe how bad the team is
Yeah.
crazy because I think they're forgetting.
They
Besides
were
last,
they were like a
they were just a
they were like
mid
a
ass.
15 to 20.
Yeah, they were just like a middle of the pack team.
Yeah.
They weren't nothing special. And you guys think you're bad this year. Wait till next year when you're way worse and you're lucky to get 2 wins.
Once I mean that entire defense is leaving.
Yeah, I mean, according to Michigan fans, preseason, oh, there's gonna be no drop off. I mean, we got Will Johnson and freaking whoever that
Mason Graham.
Mason Graham. Like, there's gonna be no drop off. Donovan Edwards, yeah, Donovan Edwards got put on the cover for his national championship appearance, and he's rushed for about 100 yards total. Um,
I just don't understand how you know you don't have a quarterback and you don't do anything about it.
all right, hey, and guess what? Guess what? Sharon Moore's press conference today. Yeah, they still haven't decided who's going to be starting this week. We're going to figure it out later. Figure it out later? Motherfucker, you ain't going to have a job later to figure it out. You're in a placeholder job. You're the
Yeah.
placeholder. Till Lincoln Riley
You're the
comes to Michigan.
scapegoat.
To Lincoln Riley's going to be Michigan's next head coach.
No, they're gonna get Saban.
No. Saban's not coming out of retirement. That's for the only job he is coming out for is West
I feel like
Virginia.
that's what everybody's gonna say now. Whenever like there's like a rumor like they're getting a new coach, Saban's going there.
Yeah, because Saban left Alabama to go be the coach of your poverty ass fucking team. Oh, okay. Let's get into gambling. That was a fun little rant because Michigan fans think that they were on top of the world for 25 plus years. Been, been relevant for 3 years.
What if they do just like salvage it and beat you guys?
I would honestly call the authorities on Ryan Day and like make sure he like doesn't do anything to harm
Doesn't leave the
himself.
stadium.
Well, like if I can't imagine how I don't even know why Pickham's playing in the background right now, but that's really weird. I couldn't imagine if Michigan beat Ohio State this year. Like that would probably be one of the most gut wrenching L's. And it would be bad, and I think the whole coaching staff would need to be fired.
You know they're gonna run it up on Michigan though.
Oh, dude, yeah. I think, yeah. Uh, I think, I think Jim Knowles and Larry Johnson for the rest of the year are coaching for their jobs.
Yeah, that's great. All this happens before you play Penn State. Then they're gonna get the big win at Happy Valley, and life's just gonna go on as normal.
I think we're gonna see some exotic. I think we're gonna see some different blitz packages and stuff now. I think I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But just from Ryan Day's demeanor in the press conference, it seems like there's gonna be some change.
Yeah.
Let's get into gambling. So I am sitting at 37-32 on the year. So I am up. What is that? 15 games still.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not great. It could always be better.
It's not great.
I mean, in a perfect world, I'm sitting at 59-0. I mean, that'd be great. That'd be
Yeah, if you were Jesus.
that'd be fantastic. Lost BYU -9.5 on Friday night. I kind of told you pre-game that I was going to lose that. And it seems like I always know that I'm going to lose Friday night. And guess what I got this Friday night? I got UNLV money line. So if you want to make some money, bet that Boise State -2.5 or 3. I think it's up to 3.5 now. Get on that because you're guaranteed to win.
I hate that hook. I hate that hook.
Indiana -6.5, big winner. I mean, I'm gonna ride Indiana probably again this week. They're 6.5 against Washington. I don't love it just off the basis of coming off a big win to Indiana.
Game day's there.
Yeah, game days there.
That's kind of wild, isn't it?
Yeah. Louisville money line I lost. Couldn't get a stop to save their life. Like honestly, if it was like the world's gonna end if you don't get a stop, Louisville. So you need a stop on this drive, or the world's gonna end. We would not be sitting here right now because they were not capable of getting a stop. Clemson minus 20.5, one of the baddest breaks of all time. They punt the ball away. They go down. Virginia goes down, scores, and you're like, shit, lost. Onside kick, good field position. 2-minute warning. Let's go do a little play action. Play action. Boom, down the sideline, touchdown. You're like, fuck yeah, Dabo, I love you. I love that you don't use the portal. All these guys are homegrown. Go Tigers. And then Dabo decides, I'm going to take the headset off, and they're just going to score, and that's going to be that. So, South Carolina money line, easy money. I mean, they
had 21 points in like the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Oklahoma had 3 turnovers on their 3 very first possessions, a fumble which got carried all the way down to their 2-yard line, a pick six, and another interception.
Yeah.
Tennessee money line. It's not sold on Tennessee and Nico at all. He can't hit a deep ball to save his life.
Yeah, I mean he finally hit one, but that was like one of like how many that were actually like open.
Yeah, I know. If you want to be a quarterback that overthrows fast receivers, go to Tennessee. My guy Joe Milton and Nico can get you hooked up. Kansas State minus 2.5. I mean, Jesus, that was easy. And then Georgia.
Easy.
And then Georgia money line.
I don't even know if I want to go through these. I mean, half those I had the opposite. Whatever. Here, let me try and pull it up.
So you're sitting at 29, 30, and 2.
Yeah, really bad. Georgia money line that hit. Alabama over. I mean, that should have hit easily. If Nico can throw a deep ball and they don't just go to the 2-yard line and turn it over every time. West Virginia money line. I have no idea what I was thinking. My head was not in the right space. Not in the right place, you know. Iowa State minus 13.5. I mean, I did not expect Iowa State to give up 400 yards rushing. Clemson minus 21. You already covered that. Purdue plus 28.5. They literally just needed to score 1 touchdown. They were in the 40 every single possession and did not score a touchdown.
That's Purdue for you. I saw a funny tweet. It said people still think Jeff Brahms at Purdue.
Texas A&M minus 17. I mean, Jesus. Every time they got a break, Wegman would throw a pick. Could go for 6.
Hey, bro, give me that ball back.
And then Florida money line. But I'll tell you what, I'm going on a heater now. I'm back where we started it. But I'm gonna go on a heater now.
Well, I'm hoping to finish the season on a heater here because the last week was scary. I mean, last week was one of those weeks that you kind of just burn the tape, as MCDC would say.
Yeah, I mean, this week I question if I even want to do it this week after last week.
Dude, maybe you just gotta start.
Dude, I shorted my card. I had like 5 games picked, but then I'm like, damn, I really love those 2.
This week I'm gonna be on a really short card, but I might have to remake my card come Saturday because half my cards before Saturday. So.
Hey, you kidding? You're gonna have like 8.
I hope not. I'm just going down these games, and it's kind of gonna be hard not to take BYU at plus money.
I know, but I kind of feel like it's one of those lines where it's like, maybe we should just take UCF. Yeah. We're doing like a little preview.
No, I'm just looking at some of the games that pique my interest. Penn State.
I thought USC at home, coming off a terrible loss to Rutgers. Versus Maryland, but they're playing Rutgers. 11 o'clock at Southern Cal on a Friday night, minus 14.
Bro, they don't even have that game on ESPN. They must have delegated that game.
It's on Fox.
Dude, I'm saying I have like the ESPN game pulled up, and I literally don't see that game. They must have put that shit on Cartoon Network or something. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to try and limit my card to 4 and really go for the sweep. But I know the games that I said that I want to stay away from, I know they're going to find they're going to find their way on the card. And just looking at it, it might be BYU money line. It might be Alabama minus 13.5.
Yeah, I also like Texas. I'm not giving out my picks now, but
yeah,
it was fun though. All right, that's
all right, guys.
Everything.
Thanks for listening to your favorite show without an outro. We will see you tomorrow. This was kind of a long episode, as the recap always kind of turns into to that. But favorite show without an outro. Peace.